hello story lovers, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to travel back in time over 400 years ago to a story of courage, hardship, and the beautiful beginnings of a tradition we still celebrate today. This is the story of the very first Thanksgiving. Imagine a big wooden ship called the Mayflower sailing across the vast, deep blue ocean. On board were brave families known as the Pilgrims. They were leaving their homes in England, searching for a new life, a place where they could live freely and peacefully. But their journey was anything but easy. For weeks, giant waves tossed the ship back and forth, the wind howled, and the air grew colder and colder. Everyone felt tired and scared, but they held on to a glimmer of hope. Finally, after 66 long days at sea, a voice cried out, "Land!" The Pilgrims peered over the ship's edge and saw a new world stretching before them, a land of dense forests, sparkling rivers, and wide open fields. They had arrived. They decided to name their new home Plymouth. The joy of finally being on solid ground was immense, but the Pilgrims soon discovered that their struggle was far from over. Winter arrived quickly, and it was brutally cold. A thick blanket of snow covered everything, making it almost impossible to find food or build shelter. The Pilgrims, unfamiliar with this new land, tried to construct small wooden houses to protect themselves from the freezing winds. They didn't know which crops would grow in the unfamiliar soil or which plants were safe to eat. The harsh conditions took a terrible toll. Many of the Pilgrims grew sick, and sadly, almost half of them did not survive that first long, difficult winter. Their dream of a new life was turning into a fight for survival. But just when things seemed most hopeless, the snow began to melt, and the first signs of spring appeared. And with the new season came a new, unexpected hope. One bright morning, the weary Pilgrims saw a group of people approaching their small settlement. They were Native Americans, the original inhabitants of the land. The Pilgrims were nervous and unsure of what to expect. Then a kind-faced man stepped forward. His name was Squanto, and to the Pilgrims' astonishment, he greeted them in English. Squanto had a remarkable story of his own. He had once traveled across the ocean and knew of the world the Pilgrims had left behind. Seeing their struggle, he offered them a smile and said, "We can help you." Squanto became the Pilgrims' teacher and friend. He showed them how to plant corn, a crop they had never seen before, and taught them a special trick to use fish as fertilizer to help the corn grow tall and strong. He led them to the best fishing spots in the rivers and pointed out which wild berries and herbs in the forest were good to eat. He was their guide to surviving and thriving in this new world. Following Squanto's guidance, the Pilgrims planted their fields. They worked tirelessly from sunrise to sunset, and slowly but surely their hard work paid off. The fields, once barren, were now filled with rows of healthy green plants. The corn grew tall, and the Pilgrims finally had a steady supply of food. They were filled with an incredible sense of relief and gratitude, not just for the harvest, but for the life-saving friendship of Squanto and his people. As summer turned to autumn, the fields were glowing with a golden harvest. Baskets overflowed with corn, beans, and bright orange pumpkins. The Pilgrims were overjoyed. Their settlement was buzzing with energy and hope. They knew they had to celebrate and give thanks for all the blessings they had received, their survival, their bountiful crops, and, most importantly, their new friends. So the Pilgrims decided to hold a great feast. It would be a celebration of gratitude, a way to share their good fortune. And they knew it wouldn't be complete without the people who had made it all possible. They sent an invitation to Squanto and his tribe, the Wampanoag people, to join them. When the day of the feast arrived, it was a beautiful autumn day. Long wooden tables were set up outside, laden with all kinds of delicious food. The Pilgrims had roasted turkeys and other wild birds. There were dishes of corn, cooked in many different ways, fresh vegetables from their gardens, and sweet pies made from the fruits they had gathered. Their Native American friends arrived, bringing their own contributions to the feast: 5 deer, wild berries, and other dishes from the land they knew so well. Everyone sat together, Pilgrims and Wampanoag, sharing food, stories, and laughter. The sound of happy voices mixed with the gentle beat of drums, and the air was filled with the delicious smells of roasted food. It was a truly special day. Two very different groups of people came together, not as strangers, but as neighbors and friends. They shared what they had and gave thanks together for the abundant harvest, for their newfound friendship, and for the simple, precious gift of life. This 3-day celebration became known as the first Thanksgiving. As the sun set on that final day, casting a warm glow over the gathering, the Pilgrims looked at the full tables and the smiling faces of their friends. Their hearts were full. They had learned a powerful lesson that even in the most difficult of times, kindness, sharing, and gratitude have the power to bring people together and create something beautiful. And that is why every year we continue this tradition. Thanksgiving is more than just a big meal. It's a reminder of that first feast. It's a time to remember that true happiness comes not from what we have, but from what we share and the gratitude we feel in our hearts. It's about celebrating friendship, kindness, and all the good things in our lives, big and small. Thank you so much for joining us for this incredible story. We hope it brought a little warmth and inspiration to your day. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories that bring history to life. We'd love to hear what you're thankful for in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep sharing.